because they can't beat me. If they could beat me, they would have went to the polls. But now when I bring the people out, you don't let them in?
The damn subjects, we are your bosses. We are the citizens of government. And you will not continue to treat us like this. Because
let's dive into the dramatic downfall of Tiffany Henyard, the self-proclaimed super mayor, whose political empire is crumbling right before our eyes. If you've been keeping up with this saga, you know it's a wild mix of political chaos, public outrage, and, of course, Tiffany's signature flair for theatrics. She's not just a politician, she's a walking headline. But after losing her re-election bid as Thornton Township Supervisor, it seems like her grip on power is finally slipping away. This entire story feels like it was ripped straight from a Netflix political thriller. So grab your popcorn. It's about to get interesting. Here's the setup. Tiffany Henyard, who somehow managed to hold two major positions, mayor of Dolton and supervisor of Thornton Township, was fighting to keep her seat as supervisor. But thanks to a messy and chaotic Democratic caucus, things didn't go in her favor, leaving her...
It always has been in the history of Thornton Township. Always 10,000 residents come and vote for...
fuming. Her name was denied a spot on the ballot. And let's just say she did not take it well. Imagine a packed room filled with her political rivals erupting in applause as Tiffany stormed out, furious, yelling "illegal" at anyone within earshot. And to add insult to injury, the crowd serenaded her with "na na na, hey hey, kiss, him goodbye." Talk about a dramatic exit. So, why was she booted off the ballot? It all comes down to the caucus rules, a process Thornton Township hadn't used in 30 years. To qualify, candidates needed a full slate of 8 people covering key positions like township supervisor, highway director, clerk, assessor, and 4 trustees. Tiffany's downfall? She didn't have a certified assessor on her team, making her slate invalid. No complete team, no ballot spot. Just like that, she was out. And who swooped in to take her place? State Senator Napoleon Harris, who also happens to be the Democratic committeeman for Thornton Township. Not only did he set the caucus rules, but he also secured his spot as the Democratic nominee for supervisor. A ruthless power move? Absolutely. But Tiffany's camp is crying foul, calling the process unfair, possibly even illegal. According to her, this was nothing more than puppet masters trying to control the system. Of course, Tiffany, never one to go down quietly, immediately fired back. She accused Napoleon Harris of running a rigged caucus, claiming that her supporters, many of whom she bussed in using township resources, were locked out of the event. In her words, this was blatant voter suppression, and she wasn't backing down. "I will be suing everyone tomorrow. This is illegal," she declared. But here's the kicker. The buses she arranged for her supporters reportedly arrived late, leaving many of them stranded outside in the freezing cold, while the caucus went on without them. You seriously can't make this stuff up. Now, let's talk about the caucus itself, a political whirlwind that lasted just 7 minutes and was packed with strategic maneuvering. Harris's team was pre-registered and seated comfortably, while Tiffany's supporters were left scrambling outside, desperately trying to get in. By the time the vote was over, the outcome was crystal clear. Harris and his slate had officially secured the nomination. This left Tiffany with just one option if she wanted to cling to her supervisor position, running as a write-in candidate. But let's be real. How often do write-in campaigns actually succeed? The odds? Definitely not in her favor.
Tonight, if you don't get the Democratic Party's nomination.
What do you mean? I will be victorious tonight. You will see. My people are here.
For some, this feels like karma finally catching up to Tiffany. Her time as both mayor and supervisor has been riddled with controversy, from extravagant spending to highly questionable leadership decisions. She's faced relentless criticism for years, with accusations ranging from misusing taxpayer funds for luxury trips and fine dining to hiring a personal stylist on the public's dime. One report even revealed that she spent a staggering $43,000 on Amazon in a single day. Yes, you read that right. $43,000 in just one day. And then there's her so-called cancer charity, which was shut down for failing to disclose how it actually spent its funds. If that wasn't bad enough, reports suggest that the FBI has been investigating her administration for months, digging into everything from financial misconduct to alleged abuse of power. Her critics? They're celebrating her downfall, with many saying it's been a long time coming. One person summed it up perfectly, commenting, "Great coverage. Her supporters were bussed in, but the bus was late. When Tiffany won, it was like she hit the lottery. Responsibility was nowhere to be found. She proved it." Ouch! Another asked, "Why hasn't she been charged yet?" A valid question, considering all the allegations swirling around her. With everything that's come out, it's honestly surprising she hasn't faced more serious legal consequences. Tiffany's leadership style has always been polarizing. While her supporters admire her boldness and unwavering confidence, others see her as arrogant and divisive. Her infamous outbursts, like the viral village board meeting where she declared, "Like it or not, I am your mayor," have only fueled the perception that she thrives on conflict. In fact, some residents have even compared her to a reality TV villain, entertaining, sure, but ultimately destructive. And that combative attitude? It may have cost her dearly, alienating key political allies and making her loss at the caucus feel inevitable.
Let in at the proper time. We had a caucus. And the people voted for slated candidates.
Adding to Henyard's growing list of challenges is the intensifying scrutiny over her financial decisions. Critics argue that her lavish spending habits stand in stark contrast to the financial struggles of Dolton's residents, who have a median income of just $24,000 per year. The now infamous $43,000 Amazon shopping spree in a single day has become a symbol of her administration's excess, leaving many questioning, what was all that money actually spent on? Even her bold promise of a 100% property tax refund for residents hasn't won her much favor. Instead of being seen as a generous move, many view it as a desperate attempt to buy loyalty ahead of her re-election bid. Skepticism is growing, and with mounting controversies, it seems her efforts to hold on to power are slipping further out of reach.
That's all it took for Tiffany Henyard to be out as the Democratic nominee for Thornton Township Supervisor, and she left.
But the controversies surrounding Henyard go far beyond financial mismanagement. Her leadership has been plagued by accusations of political retaliation, with local business owners claiming they were targeted for refusing to support her initiatives. One bar owner even alleged that police raided their establishment shortly after they declined to sponsor one of her events. These accusations paint a picture of a leader willing to wield her power to settle personal scores, further eroding public trust in her ability to govern fairly. Let's do it the right way and let the people truly have a voice. The people's voice was taken. Despite everything, Henyard's remaining supporters are standing firm. They argue that her boldness is what makes her a trailblazer. She's not afraid to fight for what she believes in, even if everyone is against her, said one loyal backer. However, for many others, her defiance feels more like denial. With investigations still looming and her political influence slipping, the real question is, how long can she keep fighting before the house of cards collapses entirely? But Tiffany isn't backing down without a fight. She's already planning legal action, claiming the caucus results were rigged and the process was unfair. She's also banking on her name recognition to carry her through a write-in campaign. One of her allies confidently stated, "I think enough people know her name to write her in, and I believe we can still win." Confidence aside, let's not ignore the uphill battle she's facing. Running as a write-in candidate is notoriously difficult, especially against Napoleon Harris, who now has the full backing of the Democratic Party. Meanwhile, her role as mayor of Dolton isn't looking stable either. Her time in office has been marred by public feuds with trustees, financial scandals, and allegations of abusing her power. At a recent village board meeting, frustrated residents turned their backs on her while she spoke, a clear sign of growing discontent with her leadership. And it's not just the residents who are fed up. Henyard's hand-picked police chief was recently removed after a judge ruled he was unqualified for the position. The Dolton Police Department has been without stable leadership for most of the year, and officer morale is reportedly at an all-time low. Trustee Jason House, who is also running for mayor, didn't hold back when discussing the situation. "It's a challenge, but they're hanging in there. We're trying to give them all the support they need during this difficult time." And then there's the financial chaos she's left behind. Former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot, who was brought in to investigate Dolton's finances, revealed that the village's general fund balance plummeted from a $5 million surplus in 2022 to a $4 million deficit by 2024. Lightfoot's preliminary report also pointed to Henyard's use of a village credit card for personal expenses, including purchases at Target, Walgreens, and Wayfair. With so many financial red flags, it's no surprise that frustrated residents have been demanding her removal, some even dubbing her the worst mayor in America. And the drama doesn't stop there. Henyard is reportedly facing eviction from her rented home after failing to pay rent for several months. Her landlord claims that she and her boyfriend haven't made a payment since August, and even changed the locks to keep the landlord out. With her political career in shambles and legal battles piling up, this paints the image of a leader who seems completely disconnected from reality. So, what's next for Tiffany Henyard? Can she pull off a comeback with a write-in campaign? Or is this the beginning of the end for her political career? And what about the ongoing investigations into her administration? Could they bring even more trouble her way? One thing is certain, this story is far from over. What do you think? Can Tiffany Henyard bounce back? Or is her political career officially over? And was the caucus truly unfair? Or is this just another case of her refusing to take responsibility for her actions? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates on this unfolding drama. Stay tuned.